Welcome to I'm Your Target Demographic, and today we are pitching a movie or television show based on the X-Men Colossus. Colossus is one of my favorites. I love his whole story, I love what he can do, but he's never really been showcased well in the movies aside from the little bit that he showed up in Deadpool. So here's a pitch for what a Colossus movie, we're going to talk about movie, but it worked better as a TV show, what a movie could look like. Our story has two parallel stories for Colossus. We have a young Colossus growing up in Russia. We want authentic, we want to showcase Russia as a living, breathing world. I'm from the United States. I have no idea what Russia looks like. And so I think it'd be interesting to really showcase that environment, what it's like. You know, imagine him out on a farm and show his growing up and coming to grips with having mutant abilities and, you know, his relationship with his younger sister, Ilyana. Showcase them as, you know, maybe teenagers, young adults, coming to grips with their powers in Russia. If we want to make this movie super legitimate, I would vouch for subtitles. Have them actually speaking Russian. Maybe he learns English knowing that he's going to go to the United States or whatever, but have it primarily in Russian. During this flashback, we also meet the man who will grow up to become Omega Red. Now, primarily Omega Red was kind of arch enemies with Wolverine, but here, since we're just playing with Russia as a location, I think him versus Colossus could make for an interesting dynamic. So I think showcasing him younger and just his actual mutant abilities, which is kind of to siphon the life from things, could be really interesting, and maybe he's almost a sympathetic villain where he's not trying to do this. But then we also have a parallel story that is quote-unquote current day, where it's a Colossus in the X-Men, but he gets sent back home because Omega Red is causing something's going on back home. So Colossus leaves the X-Men and goes home. And so it's him rediscovering his family and his home and coming to grips with what it means and what he's like now as an adult versus what he was as a kid, and having to figure out a way to stop Omega Red, who is now been augmented and kind of tortured by this like government agency, and he is now a living weapon, but maybe he doesn't want to be. We can make Omega Red a much more three-dimensional villain than he often is in the comic books. That we can make it something like he is just brainwashed, and can Colossus break through to him? Now, if we wanted to make this a little more legitimate, we can bring the actress from New Mutants who plays Magik and have her also in this story. So it's Colossus and Magik returning home to stop Omega Red. We can also incorporate a love interest for Colossus here, that our quote-unquote ride-along character can be Kitty Pryde, who comes with Colossus home, and she's the one that doesn't understand these dynamics. She's the one that we're kind of learning through, that she's asking the questions that we as an audience want to know. You know, why is that way? Or why is that person acting this way? She can be the one that we see through. And this also gives us a chance to really have Kitty Pryde as a decent portrayal of her that we've never really seen. So an adult Kitty Pryde with Colossus, maybe Magik, taking on Omega Red. This should be a character piece, but with some intense action moments. There's a lot that Colossus can do and survive, and they will need all of those tricks to take out Omega Red, who can siphon life from anyone. So they'll need to get creative about how they take him out. Now, like I said, this could be either a movie or a television show. If it's a movie, they might want to go with a more straightforward, their youth, and then the second half of the movie is their adulthood. If it's a TV show, they could do almost more like Lost, where it's something happening in current day that triggers these backstories. You know, they hear, oh my gosh, Omega Red is back, and then it triggers, who is that? You know, so it could be a back and forth sort of thing where a movie might need to do a more traditional, first chunk, the first third is the past, bam, here we are. Something like that. So it could work either way, but this would be a chance to showcase Colossus, Magik, Kitty Pryde, Omega Red, characters that have never gotten the attention that they deserve. So does this sound like a cool idea? Would you see this? Would you endorse this? Tell your friends, comment below, let me know additions, amendments, things that you would change. Would you see this? Would you not see this? Would this work better as a TV show, as a movie? Let me know down in the comments. We're going to be doing more pitches just like this because I have tons of ideas and I don't know why Hollywood isn't making movies that could work and instead are putting their effort into movies that don't work. So stay tuned here for more ideas, and thanks for watching.